Hey guys, Books Nelson here with another card preview and breakdown. Today we're doing the Gladiator collection, so let's get right into the content. So the overall theme with this drop is going to be there's a lot of fake upgrades here, right? And I think there are pretty much no bad cards. Even Scoot Henderson and JJ Redick are usable, to be honest with you. No bad card. Now they have weaknesses. Obviously he's 6'2" and he's got a 6'3" wingspan. He's going to be flat out probably bad on defense. But still usable. Offensively, they've given him some upgrades. But overall, a lot of fake upgrades in this group. Let's get right into it. Which is not to say you shouldn't be hyped about anything. So Derek Lively. So he's got a compromise. He's got a 66 3 ball. But if that shot is usable, you put a shoe on him, he'll make the corner shot. You put a shoe, catch and shoot, green machine, and corner specialist, and you're good to go. Because athletically, he can hang. He's not overwhelmingly great. He needs a strength shoe. He needs a speed shoe. But once you give him those two things, he should be solid enough that you can use this card. This is a solid pink diamond. You know, we say budget. Oh, yeah, I say he's budget. He's 42K MT. He's a solid center to just do the job. Workman to the core. James Jones. Very excited about James Jones, but we're going to talk about his weaknesses first. Defensively, he does not have the defensive badges that he needs to compete. He does not have anchor. He does not have clamps. He does not have glove. He doesn't even have rebound chaser or brick wall, right? So, and then you look at him as a slasher, actually. He only has an 80 driving dunk. So this card is basically a dribbler and a shooter. Let's see how he measures up from that standpoint. But before we do, looking at this athleticism, 82 strength, 87 speed. He compromises athletically, he compromises as a slasher, and he compromises defensively. You look at his defensive stats. Some of these can't even crack 90, right? So this card is still, just like his Amethyst card, he's still a defensive liability, right? Especially in today's game. If somebody's bringing like a Ron Artest or a Ricky Davis and you're trying to guard him with this card, sit this bum down defensively. Offensively, night and day. You've got JT Thor jumper with base with Kobe Bryant upper and quick timing. This is going to be fantastic. JT Thor is one of the bases that they use in we use in my career. I actually think I still have JT Thor on my earliest build because I gave him like an 86, but maybe an 85 midi instead of an 86 or 87, or 86 instead of 87, so I couldn't get McGrady because before we knew about McGrady. He's the only build where I think I don't have McGrady. And yeah. So that JT Thor base is going to be outstanding. Pro dribble style, you know, on this channel, we love pro dribble style. Normal size up is good enough to blend with that pro dribble style. Kobe escape is very, very good. Luka Doncic's crossover is also very good. Steph Curry behind the back, move a step back. Both excellent. Both excellent. Larry Bird hesitation, good enough. You got to work with it. You got to practice with it. But once you get it, good enough. Pro 2 hop jumper is all right. And leaner normal is solid. So offensively, catch and shoot, creating his own shot, he's going to kind of be a monster. Offensively, I think he can hang with virtually any card in the game if you learn how to use them. All of this is good enough that if you learn how to use it, you can be anything shy of Glenn Rice. Like Glenn Rice is basically in his own world right now. But anything shy of Glenn Rice, offensively, you can measure up. Especially a 6'8" with a 7'2" wingspan. It's just that defensively, he's not even close to being able to see the court. And the problem is, for all of these defensive badges he needs, he also doesn't have handles for days or hyperdrive. So I think this card he's a little bit of smoke and mirrors. I think offensively he can play for you. And offensively, you got to give him handles for days. That's non-negotiable. I would also give him hyperdrive. So you give him hyperdrive and handles for days. You got to pick which of these badges to give him. So obviously you're going to give him clamps. Obviously you're going to give him anchor, right? Let's go to next gen. But he doesn't have, let me see. Are we on next gen? We are on next gen. Where is immovable enforcer? I don't see immovable. Am I bugging? You guys, am I going crazy? I think this is bugged. I don't see immovable enforcer here. Well, I'm just going to assume he doesn't have it because he doesn't have clamps, glove, or anchor right? So he's going to need that immovable too. And even if he did have it, he's only got an 82 strength. I don't care if you have a movable enforcer, Onyx, right? If you have Galaxy Opal immovable enforcer, if you have an 82 strength, it doesn't matter. You need strength to make a movable enforcer work. 82 is okay, but you really want that strength up over 85 to start to really benefit from a movable enforcer. Take it from a My Career player, all right? Like I've tested this at all of the increments, and yeah, immovable enforcer is a great badge, but it's a great badge in combination with your strength rating, not on its own. It doesn't just magically turn you into Kawhi Leonard by itself. It mutates with the strength to make you good. But yeah, so that's the report on James Jones. He's an excellent shot creator, excellent catch and shoot shot, great size at the position for, and he has to play that position because you don't want him guarding LeBron James and, dark matter or Amari Stoudemire. You don't want him dealing with that. You put him at the 2, you hope they don't have Ron Artest and Ricky Davis, and if they don't, he can play. And if they do, you sub him right out because he will. If I see this card and I have Ron Artest, he is getting baked. All right, I'm going at him every play. All right, Peyton Watson should be pretty good. You got Michael Jordan dribble style, normal size up. That's going to be good enough to work. Combo moves Devin Booker pretty good. John Wall, best moving crossover in the game. Steph moving step back. I actually like Steph step back a lot. And pro spin, we'll see what that's like. Pippen, Hezzy, I got to see what that's like, but I think that's actually pretty good, if I recall correctly. His shot is fantastic. It's going to be on quick, same as before. But yeah, he's already a great shooter. He's a salary cap beast. And yeah, so he's going to be a really good pink diamond. I think this card is going to measure up fine versus the opals. Let's see what he looks like stats and badge wise. So defensively, he's got clamps on Hall of Fame, which is great. Menace Menace. Yikes. Okay. So so he's missing Challenger. So you got to give him Challenger. He has gold and movable, which is fantastic. Let's see the strength. 88 strength. See? This is what I'm talking about. He's got a movable, he's got the strength. I'd probably put a strength shoe on there because he doesn't really need a shoe anywhere else. Right? You can, everything else is dealer's choice. I'd give him that strength shoe. It's gonna make him a lot better on defense. Badge wise, he's gonna need that Challenger. Everything else is up to you. He needs the open looks. Playmaking wise, he's good to go. Playmaking wise, he doesn't need any of this stuff. I give him bailout. And then as a slasher, he doesn't need anything. All right, so yeah, he needs a few badges. He doesn't need badges everywhere. This should be a very, very solid 2-guard. Very solid 2-guard. Honestly, I think if you're good at the game, outside of this Paul George escape, he has pretty much everything else he needs to do well in the game. For sure. So if he's an opal level 2-guard, he's better than some opals, I think. Scoot Henderson. So Scoot Henderson, let's look at the upgrades he got. So I played with this Amethyst card, and my main issue with the Amethyst card, I didn't love his jumper at all. And I didn't love his dribble moves. So let's see what upgrades he got in that regard. So he got his signature size up, went from pro to Derrick Rose. Big upgrade here. Love this. Dribble style from Ja to Kyrie Irving. This is what moves the card from good slasher into overall good shot creator, because now he can move on the court at a very, very high level. He's got the Ja breakdown moves. I'm very excited to discuss this with you guys if I do wind up getting this card. John Wall step back, absolutely elite. Spin, we don't really care. John Wall moving Hezzy should be pretty solid. And upgrades. Normal leaner to Pro 2. Massive upgrade here. I like the normal leaner, but Pro 2 leaner is obviously way, way better. And here's the other thing. Having his shot timing on very quick, even if as a standstill shooter, he doesn't knock your socks off, the very quick timing with the Pro 2 leaner makes him usable as a shooter. So then we look at his shot ratings. Big upgrades with these shots. So in the mid-range, he's going to hit everything at a 97. I would definitely 100% put a shoe on his three-pointer to get that from a 91 to a 95. And now you're talking about a guy who might actually be kind of a demon on the perimeter. For real. Because slashing-wise, he's elite already. Right? Athletically, he's elite already. Put a strength shoe on that for sure. Because you want him to be able to compete. Because the thing is, he's got a 6'9 wingspan. So I'm not trying to say that makes him to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But with a 6'9 wingspan, he can compete a lot better than, say, a JJ Redick, who only has a 6'3 wingspan. And we'll get to JJ in a moment. But Yeah, I'm looking across the board though. Much better defensively, athletically, massive upgrade with that 11 plus 11 to his strength. Right, he was already elite from a speed standpoint, and then driving dunk. You see, he's got a 98 driving dunk, 80 standing dunk too. Obviously, at 6'2", from a standing dunk standpoint, he's not going to be as elite as a taller card. But the fact that he has it is a good thing, right? Because you can get to that zone and see how he performs there. I have to actually see in game how often he gets standing dunks. But I do not think that this is a bad card, not by any stretch. I think this card can actually play. The only thing I don't like about the card is I don't know if there's anything I flat out dislike about the card outside of his height. Okay, he's not tall. I mean, the shot. He doesn't have the best shot animation in the world, but we'll see how it looks on very quick. Some shots are night and day when they go from quick to very quick. So we'll see how that looks. JJ Redick, 6'3" wingspan is the name of the game, right? He does get some very important and noteworthy upgrades. So for instance, he gets that motion style, dribble style. He had pro dribble style before. Is Devin Booker dribble style an improvement over pro? On this channel, we say it is not, right? It's good, and it has that one slidey move, but if you actually know how to use pro dribble style, again, I say the proof is in the pudding. You look over at the My Career section when people have to actually score against lockdowns all day, they're using pro dribble style, not Devin Booker. They're using pro and LeBron James if they're 6'6", 6'5", 6'6". Not using Devin Booker for the most part. Very few people are using Devin Booker. So I think more people are using Michael Jordan than Devin Booker, to be honest with you. But yeah, outside of that, he's pretty much the same. I don't think there's much to talk about with this card. Nobody's going to play this card, right? Unless you're literally a JJ Redick fan. He was already an elite shooter. His shot's going to be obviously be on quick, so that's going to help him a lot. It's on very quick. So this is an upgrade that does matter for the card, makes him much more playable. This De'Aaron Fox is a big upgrade also. I didn't talk about that. And so really, the De'Aaron Fox mixed with the Devin Booker is what makes him a better dribbler, like a much better dribbler. It's not the Devin Booker in and of itself. It's the De'Aaron Fox mixed with the Devin Booker. Everything else is virtually identical. So, and people really, really hated this card. So I imagine this card is just going to be, a more usable version of that. We're going to keep it moving. Arvydas Sabonis, very interesting card right here. And there's something I want to discuss. Because right now in the game, I don't know if there's a truly perfect center. And what I mean by that is the athleticism and size of Wilt with the shooting of like a Porzingis, right? Some people might say Wemby is that, but even Wemby, I don't know if his strength is as just raw overpowering as like a Wilt card is. So this is a new category we have because he is, if we look at his stats and badges, 7'3" with a 7'6" wingspan, 95 3 ball, 94 strength, 94 interior, right? 95 on both rebounding, 80 vert, which for his height is good. Now, obviously, we've got the 75 speed. 75 speed is a bummer, obviously. But is it too slow to play at his size? See, a 75 speed on a 7-footer is unplayable. 75 speed, and if you've seen this card in game, he's massive. He's 280 pounds. Like, this is a big, big player model. And this concept is important to state. And I know a lot of you guys know this, but everyone doesn't. So rock with me. The bigger you are, the less fast you have to be, right? So if two players are at the free throw line and they're both going for a block on a layup, and one is 6'3" and one is 7'3", the one who's 7'3" has a better chance at getting a block, right? Because his player model, he's not 15 feet away. He's actually something closer to 10 feet away, right? Or 11 or 9 feet away. Whereas a 6'3" card is like 14 feet away, right? Because of that wingspan difference and that height difference all combining. So, and then with 2K, it's not like real life where if we extend our hand, it's literally where our fingertips are. In 2K, there's a giant collision box right, around the hand. Like imagine he's wearing a baseball glove. And the bigger player you are, the bigger that baseball glove is, that invisible baseball glove that allows you to contest. So I say all this to say, at 75 speed, you're gonna want to run this card with a speed coach and a shoot. So it's gonna be 83, right? If my math is right. So about 83 speed if you max that out. So 83 speed, 7'3", 7'6" wingspan. This card, I think, can actually play for most people, right? Because why are you not playing him? So here's the thing. If the other person has Wilt, I probably play this card. If the other person has Bill Russell, I'm subbing him right out. With Bill Russell, I talked about the opportunity to 5 out somebody, right? To say, we're going to run 5 out, and you got to guard this card with your center. I'm just going to put you on an island, right? I'm going to put that CPU on an island. If you want to off-ball me, especially if you know how to dribble. Guys, I mean, I've been saying this all year, but it's becoming more true now that cards are actually getting the ability to dribble. If you know how to dribble, you have to learn how to isolate the computer. It's like a superpower, especially if the computer is not a good defender. Listen, if the computer is Giannis or LeBron or Kawhi, Dennis Rodman, maybe try somebody else. That's going to be harder. Not impossible, but harder. But if they have this Arvydas Sabonis and you have Bill Russell and you can't cook this card, you need to get back in the lab because that CPU cannot guard you. He does not have the math to stay in front of your character. You just need to figure out which moves are going to break that CPU. Right now, if the person's helping and blah, 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 it doesn't mean you're going to score right away. But in terms of running an offense and breaking them down, you can do that. And that, for me, is the true weakness of this card. It's not so much in the half court. I think in the half court, he actually probably plays, to be honest with you. Right? It's going to need challenger and clamps for sure. And I'd actually probably give him glove as well. What other badges would I give him? Hyperdrive and handles for days 100%. Why would I give him handles for days? Okay. So as a dribbler, he's not amazing, but he does have some things going for him, right? I think the AI escape is okay. What is his hesitation? Basic hesi, that's a bummer. He can't do anything with that. But he's got some okay combo moves. But the main thing is normal size up with pro dribble style. And he's got this normal 2-hop jumper. That is more than enough for him to create his own shot. Now, it's not like you're going to be, doing combos with him. All you're doing is you're snapping into that pro dribble style animation that you can see on this channel in the pro dribble tutorial. And you're getting into that hop jumper and that leaner. And at 7'3", who's contesting that, right? His shot's on very quick. And I think his shot was okay from using it. But I mean, he's got the Kyle Anderson upper, Robert Williams lower. I think that's Time Lord. I think his shot's fine though. I remember shooting with him with the 25th anniversary cards on very quick. It should be a good enough shot. So offensively, this guy, you look at the stats, is off the charts, right? Standing dunk is going to be absolutely immaculate. This is way more important than this, right? That standing dunk is way more important than the driving dunk on this card. Because once you get to the sweet spot, I cannot stress this enough. It is an art. So standing dunking on the perimeter is easy. It is baby mode. All you have to do is do the standing dunk without someone being directly in front of you. The driving dunk. The moment someone's not directly in front of you, like say with this Scoot Henderson, right? The moment someone's not in front of you, stick dunk. And the thing is, because he's so fast, he gets to a spot before the defense can get to the place where they get to shrink your green meter, right? So that's the game with a small guard. And that's why they use small slashers in Pro-Am too. Because once a small slasher gets to the spot, you're cooked because they're just too fast and the meter's too big, right? The chance of you disrupting that shot. And when we say the chance of you disrupting that shot, these are actual numbers. It's something like 4 to 11% chance of you getting to that shot. You need to have like Hall of Fame anchor and be in the right spot. And even if you do, I think you still only have something like less than a 1 out of 4 chance of stopping that shot. Standing dunks is different because this is an actual art when it comes to playing bigs, because the same rules apply, but the spacing is different because you're not getting to the spot first. You're moving people out of the way, right? And you have to have an eye for when the person is either in the dead zone, so they're directly under the basket, or they're off to the side of you. And if they are, that standing dunk, they are cooked. It is one of the most important skills for a big man in the pro-am community. I won't say the rec community because the skill level in the rec is enough that you can get away with not doing it and still win. But in the pro-am community, where the skill's a little higher, this separates teams. If your center knows how to do that and my center doesn't, I'm at a severe disadvantage because on a roll, your guy's scoring every time and my guy's scoring sometimes, right? My guy's playing 2K23 and your guy's playing 2K24. And I say all that to say, with a 95 standing dunk and 94 strength, 7'3", do not overlook how powerful of a tool that is, but you do have to learn the skill to use it. Now, you guys see this channel, I'm a perimeter player. I do not have that skill personally. I have to actually learn that skill and practice that skill. I haven't played center but 2 games all year, and that's when my 6'8" power forward was put at center. Got 22 rebounds, by the way. Shout out to your boy. But I would learn this skill set with this card to make him that much more powerful, because that is an ace in the hole style skill set. So when you talk about ace in the holes, his height is an ace in the hole. His wingspan's ace in the hole. His strength, his rebounding, his standing dunk, his 3-pointer. Is all of that enough to look at this 75 speed and go, well, I just can't use him. He's just getting cooked. I don't know if that's the truth. I think that's only if the person is actually good at running 5-out offense. And when you talk about that 5-out offense, Bill Russell, Jokic, Marc Gasol, I can't. Who am I leaving out? Sengun. Those are the cards who can do it. And obviously, some of the 100 overalls can probably do it. But here's the thing. Half of those cards I named would get absolutely dogged by this card on the other end and in rebounding. Like, I love Jokic more than mostly anybody. I love that card. Never change Jokic. Never change. Right? And when he comes out as a dark matter and he doesn't have pro dribble style, I'm going to be heartbroken because they're going to think they're upgrading the card and they're actually nerfing me, right? I would not run this Jokic versus this Sabonis at the 5. I run Jokic at the 4 anyway. I see this Sabonis, I'm 100% putting Wilt on the floor. But right now, my backup center is still Wemby, Pink Diamond Wemby, and I'm definitely in need of an upgrade, right? But if this Sabonis comes out and I have Wemby, I'm in trouble. He's dogging that Wemby hard. Right? Wemby might get dogged by Amethyst, DeAndre Ayton sometimes, let alone this 7'3" monster. So people are going to look at this speed and say the card can't play. I'm skeptical of that. I would try the card in game first. And honestly, don't look at the 2 or 3 possessions where he gets burnt. Look at the whole game. How do you do rebounding wise? How many standing dunk opportunities did you have? Even if you don't have the skill set, look at the opportunities and go, well, if I capitalize on all of those standing dunk opportunities, how much does this card score? How many rebounds did he get? How many blocks did he get? How did he lock down my paint? Do that before you prejudge this card. Sermon over. Amari Stoudemire. Okay. A little bit of hoops talk. Amari Stoudemire, and I'm a Knicks fan, obviously, so I'm a fan. Anyway, I was a fan before he came to the Knicks, though. I was a fan when he was on the Suns. I watched him get drafted, right? I was in on all of that. This guy has one of my all-time favorite first steps ever. You talk about facing up to the basket first step. For me, best I've seen, James Worthy, Carmelo Anthony, Kenyon Martin, and Amari Stoudemire. Just the absolute fastest burst, quick first steps I've ever seen. No chance. And because he was always a good mid-range shooter, you had to respect it. You had to stand up straight to contest. And the moment he saw those knees lock, goodbye, highlight, stank face, banged on. Just one of the most fun things to watch in the game. Of course, you've got the pick and roll game as well. So let's look at the card. I'm very surprised at how juiced this card is. Kyrie Irving dribble style, McGrady size up, Trey escape. I mean, the hits just keep on coming. John Wall crossover. Kyrie combo moves is actually okay. John Wall step back, right? What's it? Pro move behind the back. That could be Murray. Nikola Jokic hop jumper. Normal leaner's okay. And I actually like his jumper. I've shot, I think, with every Amari Stoudemire card in the game so far. Well, I mean, there's only 2 of them, but I've shot with both of these. I was a good shooter with both of these. So I think he shot's more than usable. It's going to be even better on very quick. This guy has best in class dribbles at almost every slot. So let's look at is there anything alarming from an attributes or badge standpoint? Nope, he's got all of the badges you need. You literally don't, you got to give him bailout and break starter. Those are necessary. Don't not give him those cards. Give him those badges. I mean, break starter, because if you play him at the 4 and he rebounds, you got to be able to chuck the ball up court. You literally are losing points. Let's go to next gen. You are literally losing points if you don't have the ability to throw the ball up court without having your person do, ballerina spins. And bailout is just an overpowered badge. He can't get open looks, which is notable. Definitely give him that space creator, because with that Jokic, I want that power. I need all that power. And obviously the 3-point shoot. Outside of that, I mean, look, 94 strength, 94 speed. This guy's awesome. And he can play the 3. I think he's one of the best small forwards in the game and one of the best power forwards in the game. I 100% use this card. Absolutely. Who's better than this? He's outstanding. Luol Deng. Okay, so they went from normal size up to Ja Morant size up. I think Ja Morant size up is worse. They went from pro dribble style to Michael Jordan dribble style. I think Michael Jordan dribble style is worse than pro dribble style. Is it a lot worse? No. It's more of a side grade than a downgrade. But I think pro dribble style has more flexibility throughout the general skill set. Pro escape over John Wall should be an upgrade. Moving crossover Kobe Bryant is a big upgrade. Moving behind the back Steph Curry is nice. John Wall step back's a big upgrade. And then his release timing on very quick. So I'm not saying that this is a nerfed version of the card. What I'm saying is this Ja Morant size up, I don't think that is an improvement over the normal size up. But beyond that, let's look at the attributes and we'll keep the comparison up. So we see here, he's a better shooter, but he was a good shooter before. So he's going to be an elite shooter now. Massive upgrade on the inside scoring, especially that 90 driving dunk is huge because now he can stick dunk. Stick dunking, as we already covered in this video, one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Now he has access to it. Standing dunk, same thing. Definitely throw a shoe on that because he's 6'9", 6'9", 7 foot wingspan. So this is, I think standing dunk is absolutely necessary on this card. You want a good standing dunk meter. He doesn't need anything else, right? So you upgrade that dunking and it should move him from a good slasher to closer to an elite slasher, closer. Defensively, already elite, right? He was already the Diamond can still play defense on the court. Honestly, look at these stats, right? You look at him versus James Jones. Listen, is James Jones actually better than this Diamond Luol Deng overall? Right? Look at the stats this Luol Deng's bringing, the Diamond Luol Deng's bringing. So obviously the dark matter is even better, and then athletically he's just off the charts. But that's how bad James Jones is. They gave James Jones worse than Diamond Luol Deng athleticism and defense. I'm actually glad I had this up to communicate that point. All right, moving forward. Are we ready to move forward? Yeah, we're ready to move forward, right? You guys don't need to see anything else. Yeah, we should be really good. Trey Leaner, we should highlight that. Got Trey Leaner, normal 2-hop jumper. You know, on this channel, we love that normal 2-hop jumper. Yeah, so this is a very, very good small forward. I don't think he's particularly exciting, but I will say that he can compete, I think, with the best small forwards in the game. If this is your favorite small forward, I understand why. It's because he shoots great, plays great defense, has just enough shot creation to be a secondary shot creator at a very high level, and he's not getting dogged out by anybody. So yeah, Luol Deng's fantastic. Ball. So here's what we talked about before. Very interesting, right? Because he's got a 90 speed, 84 strength. We look back at that Sabonis, 94 strength. And he's much bigger, right? So, like, he's not much taller, but he's much bigger. So this is what I'm talking about. Matchups make fights, right? Styles make fights. So people are going to say this Ball, oh, he's way better. He's crazy. You know, Ball, he's my team legend. And I get it. He's a good shooter. He's got great dribbles, right? He's got Kobe Bryant dribble style with T-Mac size up. KD escapes, outstanding. James Harden behind the back, second best behind the back in the game, right? Luka Hezi is a little bit of a bummer, but Chris Paul step back's all right, and his shot on very quick, normal leaner, normal 2-hop jumper. But I mean, we love this. This is solid. So he's looking pretty good across the board. We look at him stats and badge wise. He's got all the great badges: Hall of Fame rebound chaser, clamps, interceptor, outstanding, right? And I don't know why, but some of these are not showing. Oh, there we go. Now it's upgraded. Okay. Immovable enforcer. What's he got? He's got it on gold immovable enforcer, right? But 84 strength, 90 speed. So this 90 speed, if you do the same thing, coach in the shoe, it's going to be closer to a 99 speed, right? It's going to be a 98 speed if you get a coach in the shoe on there. But is that going to make up for the fact that from a strength and rebounding standpoint, it might be tough versus that Sabonis, you know? So this is a style make fights kind of situation where you have to be able to use this card and score with this card for how much passively the strength might be costing you, right? Especially now that cards are genuinely great athletically. When Wemby and Pink Diamond, Wemby and Chet came out, there weren't that many bigs that could shoot that had really high strength. Now with Sabonis and Wilt and a lot of these other cards out here, that you might feel that a little more than you used to back in the day. All right, Patrick Ewing. So a lot of people are going to talk about how bad this card is because of his jumper. And I'm going to back that part up, right, real quick. So as a Knicks fan, I sat here and got that fireworks Patrick Ewing, right? And I was all set to run Patrick Ewing. I couldn't make that shot work. I just couldn't do it. He never played a minute for me. Patrick, thanks for being in my collector level, but sit down, buddy. Right? And if you get a Knicks fan not to use a card, that jumper probably stinks. That having been said, it is on very quick now. That should make it, well, that will make it more usable because at least mathematically it's better. Will I personally be able to use it? We'll see. However, let's continue to talk about that. With his release timing on very quick, he's going to have faster leaners. He's got the normal leaner and faster hop jumpers. And he's got the Nikola Jokic hop jumper. Now he's going to have his own upper, which is probably going to look absolutely crazy. Probably nightmare fuel. But this is the best hop jumper in the game, in my opinion. I think this is, especially on a big, this is the best hop jumper in the game. So, you know, Michael Jordan dribble style, Darius Garland size up, Kobe escape, Kobe crossover best in the game, James Harden moving step back, very great for combos, right? So this is a card that can run some 5 out, right? This is a card that can get on that rim. Let's look at this. 95 standing dunk, 95 driving dunk, 7'3" wingspan, right? 7 foot tall. So he's got just enough size to play the 5 at a high level. Athleticism, 93 speed, good, not off the charts good, but you throw a shoe on that, 97 speed, right? You don't even need a speed coach with that. 98 strength, he can compete. 98 interior. Defensively, just across the board, excellent, right? Might even throw a shoe on that lateral, that lateral and perimeter, just to get them all the way crazy. 92 speed with ball, 86 ball handle, 90 pass accuracy. Very, very important on the big. Very important, right? What's that break starter looking like? Let's get the new ones. What's the break starter? We got gold break starter, right? Definitely needs handles for days. I don't know why they keep bringing out these cards with no handles for days. If you guys are opening badge packs, always get the handles for days because apparently they're just not, they want you to put it on the card. Handles for days and hyperdrive, the only 2 badges he needs. Literally, the only 2 badges he needs, right? Although I'll probably give him Space Creator. Just to lean into that Jokic shot. I give him all of these. Well, probably not ankle breaker. I don't care about that. But killer combos does make you dribble faster after 3 dribbles. So I'd give him all 3 of these and Space Creator. And I'd give him a shoe on this, right? Give him a shoe for the speed and the shoe for the 3-pointer. Everything else, dealer's choice. Steal, why not? Maybe. Ball handle so he doesn't get plucked as much. Outside of the shot, this card is a monster. Outside of the shot. So can you make this shot work on very quick is the question. If you can, he's one of the best centers in the game. All right. I just report the news. I don't think Patrick Ewing is going to be as bad as people say. Look at the dunk packages, layup packages, all solid. Yeah, I think this is actually a good center if you can make the shot work. Jason Tatum. Okay, Jason Tatum's been amazing all year. Every single card of Jason Tatum super usable because he's got one of the best, most pleasant jumpers in the game. I always talk about the Mario factor when playing video games. What I mean by Mario factor is when you play Super Mario Brothers and you jump and you run and you land on turtle shell heads and all this stuff, like it just feels good, right? It just feels good to play. The response from the game is just good. And a thing that we took a hit on in gaming is once we moved to Bluetooth controllers and 4K gaming, games feel worse than they did back in the day. They're getting better at replacing that feeling. But people don't realize that from the PlayStation 4 era up until recently, games felt a lot worse to control. And I say that to say that within 2K, there are certain jumpers that just feel bad, right? Yeah, maybe I can make the shot, but this feels crappy. Jason Tatum is the other side of that spectrum. Jason Tatum jumper just feels good, right? So, and also he's one of these cards that you just succeed with him. I've seen it in other people too. Every time I play with this card, I just see, and when I say this card, I mean any of his cards, I just see a lot of success. And they took care of the one major weakness he has. He had his own leaner, which does have a use in that it's very cheesy around screens, right? So if you have the old Jason Tatum cards, if you're coming around a screen and as soon as the player hits the screen, you shoot, he's going to wrap around the screen and take the jumper from the other side of the screener. And that's basically impossible to contest. But that's like a very specific use case that you have to actually practice and, get up to a high level to benefit from. Just give me Pro 2 Leaner and call it a day, right? We like things easy in 2K. Pro 2 Leaner is much easier to use and it creates more space. And he's tall. He's 6'8", 6'10" wingspan. So yeah. Hop jumper is elite. Oh, and let me not leave this video before saying this. Jason Tatum is going to probably be the best card on last gen and mobile because this Jason Tatum moving step back is the best one in the game, right? So everything else pretty solid. Steph Curry dribble style, I like them better with pro dribble style, but this should still be fine. Moving crossover, all of that stuff is pretty good. We'll see what this moving behind the back is. If this is Jamal Murray, you're definitely looking at one of the best, and he's at the 2 guard now too. He's definitely one of the better 2 guards. I still would say, I don't know if I could play him over Ron Artest, Glenn Rice, Ricky Davis. He's probably in the group after that. Kobe, Brandon Roy. He's in that group. I think Ron and even McGrady. I think McGrady's in the second group. I don't think McGrady's as good as Ron Artest. I really don't. I think Ron, Ricky Davis are like not second tier. They would be S tier. And Glenn Rice is what in fighting games we would call him as like S plus or God tier. That's Glenn Rice. That Patty Mills base on that size with that behind the back, that's special. That's like super duper special. Ron Artest was the standard before, right? If you looked at competitive players, Ron Artest was just Zeus. And he still is, but Glenn Rice is another level. Glenn Rice is so good that if I was running a team, I'd have to have Glenn and Ron on the team, right? So he's not in that category, I don't think, because even on very quick, I just don't know if his shot can compete with Patty Mills. But he's in probably that third group, and shooting guard is a stacked position. So third group doesn't mean lower or mid tier. You're still talking about super excellent cards that you are more than equipped to compete with. So yeah, this is probably a wonderful card, as all of these cards have been wonderful cards. No bad Jason Tatum cards in the game. Speaking of no bad cards in the game, Devin Booker. Here's another fake upgrade though. Now I'm not saying this card is not upgraded in any way, right? Because the shot goes from quick to very quick. His shot wasn't slow before. He has one of the most naturally quick jumpers in the game. And more importantly, his jumper is very smooth, right? He's got that cover boy privilege where his just animations are just fantastic. But you look at everything else, that's the only animation upgrade. Literally. I would say dunking, he gets better dunks. So that's a massive thing because he does get better dunking attributes. He's a better slasher. He's a better defender. Offensively, from a shot creation standpoint, which was his specialty, he's virtually identical. Virtually identical card. Is it an L if you get this card? No. But if you weren't running, I forgot he had a duo. If you weren't running this Devin Booker before, and you're super excited to running this Devin Booker now, I'm not going to say you played yourself, but there's a little placebo effect in there because offensively, he is almost literally exactly the same from a shot creation standpoint. +1 speed. No human being can tell the difference between 96 speed and 95 speed in NBA 2K, right? 87 strength is a big upgrade defensively, right? So defensively, he's better, but he wasn't a liability before. You know, interior defense at 11, that's nice. Steal and block both get nice upgrades. They'll be better for pressing square and triangle. Although, you know, he's not a monster as a block artist, right? You look at these attributes. 95 vertical is actually a big upgrade to help out that block a lot. See badges, what's he get? You see the badges up from golds to Hall of Fame. Okay, great. So I would say the biggest things for him are the strength and the block and like the interior. Other than that, same card. Strength, block, interior, and slashing. But very, very, very similar card. Very similar. So yeah, if you liked running this card, you'll like running that card. If you didn't like running this card, then don't upgrade because you're just upgrading for defense. But if you're running somebody else that you liked better offensively, you're not going to like this Devin Booker better offensively than Shea or James Harden or Austin Reeves or, you know, whoever else you're running if you chose them over Devin Booker for any offensive reason. So if you like their dribbles better, if you like their dunking better and all of that stuff, that's not enough of a reason to want to run this card. But if you did like this card, then yeah, this card is a nice little upgrade. Michael Jordan. God, this really makes me mad. Give him Tracy McGrady base, you cowards. I mean that affectionately. But seriously, guys. This Michael Jordan card. Now I get to go on my rant that I didn't get to go on because I didn't have a channel up when Pink Diamond Michael Jordan came out. Everybody was so ridiculously excited about this fake upgrade Pink Michael Jordan Galaxy Opal Duo when he was the same card as the Diamond. I'm going to get back to that in a moment. Let's just cover this card honestly and talk about the upgrades or the comparison to the 100 overall. They're virtually identical. Shot IQ, fake upgrade. 99 on 100 overall, pure placebo non-stat. Passing vision, irrelevant. Passing IQ, irrelevant, right? Big upgrades in these irrelevant areas. Offensive rebound +10. I mean, okay, sure. I guess technically that matters. Intangible +74. Post hook technically works. If you shoot a post hook with a 6'6" card and tell me how much you use this, I need to meet you in person so I can hit you with a sock full of powder because you are lying to me and I don't like liars. No one's shooting post hooks with Michael Jordan. Stop it. Standing dunk is a little upgrade. It's a nice little upgrade because he'll get a better meter. So that's cool. But again, he's a stick dunker from the perimeter. So we talked about this early in the video. You're not trying to get standing stick dunks with Michael Jordan. If you're standing dunking, you're doing it really fast. You're just running to the under the basket and doing it. But for the most part, you're trying to stick dunk from far away. That's what the card does very well. What does the card not do well? Shoot with this garbage base. Listen, I didn't think this 100 overall, as of today, I don't think he's a top 5 point guard in the game. Who's running him over Shea, Gilbert, Devin Booker, either Devin Booker? I'm not even kidding about that. Like, Devin Booker's power to create three-pointers is so much better than Michael Jordan's power to do anything offensively. Because I can get slashing from anywhere else on the court. I can't get shot creation from anywhere else on the court, right? There's only a few, even to this day, there's still only a few elite shot creators. We talked about them already. Ron Artest, Ricky Davis, Glenn Rice, Devin Booker, right? Even James Harden. These guys are elite shot creators. Is Michael Jordan an elite shot creator? No, he simply does not have the jumper to do it, right? So this Kyrie Irving dribble style upgraded over Michael Jordan. Okay, that's cool. Everything else is the same. So he's basically identical to this card with a bunch of ghost stats. Cool. So you gave us the 100 overall, not gave it to us, but he's somewhat accessible, right? Because the odds are significantly higher to pull this than that. But I want to do a quick trip down memory lane real quick. Look at this diamond. And this is what I'm talking about. So we are comparing a dark matter from today to a diamond from 100 years ago, season 2, right? Look at how small these upgrades are athletically. +3 speed, +8 acceleration, which is not even an important stat, +3 vert, right? Okay, the strength's a big upgrade. Give you that. Speed with the ball, +8. Ball handle, not super relevant. Pass accuracy is a big upgrade. But look at the defense. Okay, +4. Interior is a big upgrade. Not that he's down there that much. And at the time, him being a 2 guard with 85 interior is much bigger of a deal than him being a point guard with 97 interior today, right? Because back then, a lot of 2 guards that were usable had bad interior, and he was coming in with 85. Lateral quickness, +5. Are you going to really feel that difference, right? 98 to 94. You're going to feel that difference? And we're talking about a diamond card. So my point is, this card was already elite at dribbling, at slashing, at defense, way back then. And the one upgrade he has needed all this time has been a better shot base, and they have not given it to him. We thought maybe putting it on very quick will make a difference. Doesn't make a difference. He does not have a competitive jumper. He needs a competitive jumper. I don't know why his base is so slow and why it doesn't take speed upgrades well, but you guys know that by this point in the game. And if you want the greatest player of all time, I don't want to hear it. The greatest player of all time should be one of the best players at his position in 2K. And he almost is, except for this boo-boo base y'all gave him. Fix it. LeBron James. Here's another, in the latest edition of fake upgrades. All right, so he can play, the real upgrade is here. He can play point guard. Everything else, let's take a look. All right, his passing vision, +29. Intangibles, +69. He's only +242, and we're already halfway there off of BS, right? So, passing IQ, +14. Offensive and defensive rebound, +9. His position of a point guard, does that matter as much? It matters less at point guard than over here. So that's another fake upgrade. So if you have Opal LeBron, you already have Dark Matter LeBron, except he doesn't play point guard. These are very, very marked shot IQ, +69. And these are literally fake upgrades across the board. The only upgrades that matter at all, it's really just standing hook. Everything else is just, I don't think you feel any of this on the court. I'll be honest with you. None of it. You don't feel any of this on the court. Except for the what do you call it? Maybe the 99-3. You'll feel that a little bit. And a standing dunk. Everything else, it's very, very close. Animation-wise, what are the upgrades? Kobe to Kyrie Irving. This is not enough of a dribbling upgrade to make note of it. This is a big upgrade. The Steve Francis over to LeBron James. LeBron James' signature size up is one of the absolute worst things about the card. The only thing about the card that are bad, his size up and his escape moves. And he already had the upgrade over his escape move. Now he gets the size up and the escape upgraded. Cool. Everything else is identical. Super duper fake news upgrade. This is a fake 100 overall card if I've ever seen one. He's almost exactly the same as this card. He's an out of position card. This is out of position LeBron James. My rant is over, but I just had to say that. If you are ripping packs because you want to use LeBron so very, very bad, here's one thing I will say. LeBron's strength as a card is not creating 3-point shots, and nothing's going to change that because he's just not that kind of card. He can create 3-point shots, but I do think as a design, he's better at the small forward position than he is at the point guard position. Will he be overpowered going to the basket? I mean, somewhat, but we see some of these, point guards, they have really good defense. Like, is this 6'9" card going to absolutely destroy your Shea to the point where you're like, oh, I'm so glad I got it? I don't know about that. I think he's actually better at the small forward position, and at the small forward position, outside of a slightly upgraded dribble style and a significantly upgraded signature size up that most people aren't going to use anyway. He's kind of the same card. Fake upgrade. Very, very moderate upgrade. 99 overall, out of position LeBron James. With that, we're going to end the video. Thank you so much for rocking with me, guys. I actually love doing these long discussions. It's a lot of fun. Good luck to everybody pulling packs. Good luck to everybody doing agendas for the deluxe packs and doing exchanges for those packs. And if you're not and you're just holding on to your resources, that's absolutely fine too. But I would say overall for this collection, I don't think there's any knock your socks off cards in this whole deal. Honestly, I think probably the best one is Amari Stoudemire. I say that with no irony. Solid upgrades across the board. Nothing earth-shattering unless Bol is just that dude. But for the most part, I don't see anybody who's best at their position or even competing for best at their position. Debatably, this LeBron James card is the best point guard, but I'm not signing off on that just yet because I do think that what point guards provide, I think other point guards might be better at that particular skill set. Best small forward, you can make that discussion. But yeah, that's going to wrap it up, guys. Thanks so much. Please like and subscribe. Appreciate the support as always. We have many more breakdowns coming in the future and more discussions about the state of the game as well. See you at the next one. Peace.